In this video we'll look at a tool called 5 Elements, or CSPAR: Context, Scope, Plan, Action, Review. The aim is it's a consistent method to guide change, that we pull other tools in, but it keeps a consistency across the whole. We've shown it as a loop here, but there are various other layouts because we have to deal with any level of complexity. What we do is we start with a question such as, how are we going to use artificial intelligence in our business? So we set up a team. It could be a team of one, but the idea is that we need diversity. We need a number of different perspectives to get the best possibility of finding appropriate ideas, information and insights. We need someone which we might call the pathfinder or guide, a role, which is to keep us on track and avoid getting lost down the rabbit hole, which happens a lot. It's also to make sure that we are doing the right things. And another role we might use is what we might call the recorder or the scribe. The role here is to capture ideas, insights and information. In the heat of the action, in the heat of exploration, it's very easy to lose these, so it's useful to assign one person to do this job for us. We then start at context. Look at purpose, look at the why, look at where the question fits, look at where the success criteria are. For example, if our question is, how should we use AI in our business? The first success criteria is that we want to have a good answer for how are we going to use AI. As we look at this bigger picture, we start seeing gaps that we need to fill, places that we don't have the information that we need. Those become our scope, or scopes for action, scopes for further exploration. We then move to scope. We look at the people issues, look at the who side of the question. What we want out of here is a bunch of project specs, but we need to know who the stakeholders are and we need to know the skill sets, those kind of issues that are essential to getting a project started. Once we've got those, we can start moving on to a plan. Now before, the focus of the previous two areas was, are we doing the right things? Here we're going to be doing the usual do things right. If we rush straight to plan from the question, we're going to miss out that first really important thing about, is this the right thing to be doing? So we do the usual plan stuff. We're doing the standard preparation, getting things in place and making sure that we know what we want to do. It's often very recursive, very iterative, looping round through action and reviews in a kind of recursive way. But we move, when we're in action, when we're going to the action itself, there's no time to stop and think. That's why we need the plan in place. That's why we need the guidance in place. That's why we need the recorder, because otherwise we're going to miss a lot of the information that we gather together. And after every action, we need a review. Continuous improvement depends on an after-action review after every piece of action. So this provides a consistent way to check what we're doing. We'll have a separate video about a tool to look at how to do after-action reviews. But we're also going to look at the success criteria that we came up with in the initial work on purpose, because that then closes the loop. We have success criteria checked in review. We're making sure that it all works together. When we add complexity and scale, when there's lots of things going on all the time, with multiple teams working on different issues in different levels and different stages of that sequence, we're going to need some kind of coordinator to make sure that everything links together. And we're also going to need some kind of vision or enterprise story to hold it all together, that give us the values that work, that help us make decisions, to guide decisions in real-time practice. So we bring all those together. We've got all the individual teams. We have the explorers in the teams. We have, for each team, we have a guide. For each team, we have a recorder. We have overall a coordinator, and we have this kind of ringmaster and the vision that holds it all together. So context, scope, plan, action and review. It's actually the same for every type of content or context, the same at every scope or scale, a consistent method to help us guide how change will work. Thanks for watching. Do look at the YouTube description for links to further detail. And don't forget to subscribe for other videos, and also to support us on Patreon to help us produce these videos and the tools themselves.